Bitch, want you in my caddy. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. I'm just being honest. Hello. Oh, hey y'all, it's your girl J9 Eve. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share the video or the live stream or whatever. Do all the things you know you're supposed to do to help Mama's channel Grizzo, okay? To help it Grizzo. Not grow, but Grizzo, okay? We are gonna watch this indictment. I thought, why not just watch it live instead of, making a video. If anybody's out there chilling and want to watch it with Mama. Okay, I caught a little bit of it, but it was like, I was cooking breakfast when they did it, so I'll just do a live after it, of it. You know what I'm saying? Travis, McKay, hey boo. Diddy's in Giselle, honey. Diddy is in the Giselle. Ooh, 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 ooh. Amanda, I know. Surprising it took this long. But Cat Williams said it. And he kept bringing up Diddy too. If you remember, if you watch that Cat Williams on Club Shay Shay, that interview thing where he said all things will be exposed in 2024. And I'd be damned if he wasn't telling the truth, because the shit that has happened and has come out at just in 2024 has been insane. Down to the Diddy that he just kept mentioning. He kept mentioning Diddy. I remember that. In that interview, he kept mentioning Diddy. He was like, Diddy be wanting to party and you gotta tell him no. Oh, he kept mentioning him. I was like, oh my God. And actually, even, do you recall, if you saw that interview, did you also remember, do you recall him saying that, he mentioned those kinds of spaces when you go into places and you peek indoors and you see some shit and, he be having people tell him, people be coming to him and bringing him this information about all these high up people. And he's like, okay, I'll pay for that. I'll take that information. And he's like a storage facility of this information. I thought it was hilarious how this turned out. It's almost like he was letting us know that he was about to tell on everybody. Like that he's like accumulating all this information to turn into the feds. Oh, I can't believe it. It's like when he said all things will be exposed, we was thinking Karma was going to do it, but maybe it was Cat. Maybe Karma's name is Cat. Okay. He said he wanted the Lord's favor, honey. Yes, he did. Yeah. So yes, Tiffany will be right behind him. Okay. Let me do this one little thing and we're going to hop in here and we're going to react to what this man has to tell us about Diddy and his prison situation. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Mama can't walk and chew gum at the same time. Kiara, hey boo. We got Travis, Lazy Biscuit, Raider, Amanda, Marsha, Cobra Dad. How do you say that? Matthew Trey, Lazy. Oh, I got Lazy Q. King Yukon. Yes, honey. See you live. And on. There we go. Yes. Done, Diddy, done, done. Diddy, Diddy, it's did, done, Diddy, done, done. Ooh. All right. All right, y'all ready? Let's do it. Let's do it.
Morning, everyone. My name is Damian Williams, and I'm the U.S. Attorney here in the Southern District of New York.
Hello, Damian.
Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment.
Yes.
Charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
What?
The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct.
Oh, no.
As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice.
Wow.
Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways.
What?
As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers.
What?
Some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs.
Oh, that's what he called them.
And he often electronically recorded them.
I bet he did.
The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers,
dehydration,
and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant.
Wow.
As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs.
Damn.
And that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair.
Oh, yeah. That's the Cassie thing. Yeah, they got that one. They need to describe some more stuff because they're almost making it seem like all they got is the Cassie stuff because they just, all that they just described was Cassie. Not like we saw it.
On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media.
Yeah, it was.
Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee.
Cassandra Ventura.
As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal.
Damn.
In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims.
Which is actually crazy because it's like you were there too. Like, I mean, to tell on me, you got to tell on you. But, you know, the people weren't thinking that. They're just like, oh no, but I bet it was you too. Okay, you're the billionaire. I'm just a nobody. Like, it's going to look weirder that you did it than that I did it. So go ahead. Tell it. Okay?
The indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities,
of course,
by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance.
Oh, yeah, he did that all the time.
Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could.
Yeah, he made Cassie shave the whole side of her head because he saw a girl in a club, saw a Caucasian girl walking around with the side of her head shaved, and then turned around and said, "Cassie, you shaving your head tomorrow," and she did it. You know what I'm saying? I like that type of shit.
Refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson.
Hit the like button.
The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses. Now, Combs did not do this all on his own. As I mentioned, Combs has been charged with RICO conspiracy.
Not the RICO.
He used his business and employees of that business and other close associates to get his way.
Yes.
Those individuals allegedly included high-ranking supervisors in the business, personal assistants, security staff, and household staff. The indictment alleges that those individuals facilitated the freak-offs. They booked the hotel rooms and stocked them with the supplies, including drugs, baby oil, personal lubricant, extra linens, and lighting. When the hotel rooms got damaged, they helped clean it up. They arranged for victims and...
Can you imagine being a cleaner that has to clean up behind a freak off? Like, I quit. Like I quit before I started. Like if you just start working there and then you see Diddy walking through the lobby, you'd be like, fuck this, okay? I'm not going up there. Hell no, okay? Oh, absolutely fucking not. Ugh. I feel like I just got hepatitis just thinking about it. Like no thanks. No thanks, bitch. Okay, okay.
And commercial sex workers to travel for the freak-offs, and they delivered large quantities of cash to Combs to pay for the commercial sex workers. The indictment also alleges that they helped Combs cover up his crimes. During the March 2016 incident at the LA hotel that I mentioned earlier, a member of the hotel security staff intervened, and Combs attempted to bribe the staff member with a stack of cash to make sure that what happened was kept quiet. And as the indictment alleges, in late 2023, after public allegations were made about Combs' crimes, he and others pressured witnesses and victims to stay silent, including by making phone calls to witnesses and victims and giving them a false narrative of what they had experienced.
Bastard.
And as alleged, Combs used others to help conceal his abuse by monitoring and preventing victims from leaving a location in order to hide their injuries, or by locating and contacting a victim who had attempted to flee. As part of this investigation, in March of this year, special agents from HSI executed search warrants at Combs' residences in Miami and Los Angeles. They also executed a warrant for Combs' electronic devices.
Okay.
During those searches, agents seized evidence of the crimes charged in this indictment. They seized firearms and ammunition, including 3 defaced AR-15s and a large capacity drum magazine. They also seized evidence of the freak-offs, electronic devices that contained images and videos of the freak-offs with multiple victims.
Ooh. Oh wow. So they got so yeah, they got, why would he keep this stuff? Like I can't understand why he still got these things. Like what were you keeping these for? Like what was the what was the mission here? You're gonna keep all these things, these these evidence. Why? That's a lot. Not only that, it's a lot to keep track of. Like any one of these things could end up in the wrong hands and then you be blackmailed yourself for. You know what I'm saying? Like why would you, but like why does he still have all these things? It reminds me of a serial killer. You know how they like to keep a trophy? He's got 1 billion trophies. Because he's been doing this for so fucking long. Okay. If he get 30 years, I think that'd be nice and fair. Because he's been doing this shit to people for about that long, about 30 years.
And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that
Thank you, Cassie. Ooh, the baby oil. Yes, tell us about the baby oil, sir.
Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
1,000 bottles of baby oil, y'all. 1,000. What are you doing with this baby oil, sir? Okay, baby oil. I'm gonna tell you something. Okay, baby oil is for your general body. I hope that he was not using baby oil like it was like a lubricant, like, because you're definitely not supposed to have that stuff in your orifices. So I'm just saying, baby oil is not great in orifices. Like, that's not, no, honey. No, honey. Okay, that is oil based. That is an absolute no. What was he using 1,000 bottles of baby oil for? Was he making them drink it? I kind of hope that was it. Like, I don't. Y'all let me know. And put it in the chat. What y'all think he's doing? What's the reason for so much baby oil? Like, what's the main purpose of the baby oil? Mama no understanding.
Here are some of the items that we recovered.
Tell us about the items, sir.
As you can see here, this is a drum magazine, large capacity, and it contains, I believe, 59 rounds. I mentioned as well that we recovered 3 AR-15s. This is a close-up shot of one of the AR-15s, and you can see right here, the serial number has been thoroughly defaced.
Oh, yes.
Another picture of more ammunition and parts of two AR-15s right there.
Oh, yeah, and I'm going to tell you this. That right there is an absolute no-no. Him having that weapon with the serial number all fucked up, yeah, that's an absolute fucking no-no. The serial number is muy importante. And it's only assumed that that thing is scraped off because that thing got used for some ill-ass shit. So, yeah. A scratched out serial number firearm, yeah. That's some federal charges all in itself. You is not supposed to have that. Absolutely fucking not. No fucking way. Okay?
Right there. Now, I want to be clear about two things.
For a donkey show.
First, this office is determined to investigate and prosecute anyone who engages in sex trafficking, no matter how powerful or...
No, having the weapons is fine. It's legal. This is America. This is America. But scratched out serial numbers, absolutely fucking not. No. What reason would a person have to need a weapon that doesn't have that has the serial number scratched out? The way to track the vehicle scratched out. That's automatically you doing some fucked up shit, or you know this gun has, or you know this weapon has. Okay? That's what it is.
wealthy or famous you may be.
Yes.
No one should doubt our commitment on that. A year ago, Sean Combs stood in Times Square and was handed a key to New York City.
Yes, he was. Y'all remember that?
Today, he's been indicted and will face justice in the Southern District of New York.
And now he wishing he had the key to the handcuffs. New York gave him the key to the city. It opens everything in New York except for them fucking handcuffs, honey. Damn. For damn. Useless key. They gave him this useless ass key, y'all. Diddy got the key. Y'all let that sink into your brain. A year ago, they gave Diddy the key to the city that will open up to give him access to anything in New York. Except for that one pair of fucking handcuffs. Except for that one pair of handcuffs. That's it. It's the only thing it ain't gonna open. That one set of fucking handcuffs that they put on the Diddy. Oh, damn. That's fucked up. It almost feels like they did that shit on purpose, right? In which case I say, good job. Hilarious. The punchline of the century.
Second, we are not done. This investigation is ongoing, and I encourage anyone with information about this case to come forward and to do it quickly.
Yeah, do it quick.
Anyone with information can call 1-877-4-HSI-TIP.
Ooh, not the tip.
I want to express my deep appreciation for the victims and witnesses who have used their voices and helped bring this criminal conduct to light. We would not be here without them. I also want to thank the dedicated case agents on the HSI Trafficking in Person Squad in New York. They have been with us since day one and have worked tirelessly on this investigation. They will continue to be invaluable partners to us. I also want to thank the incredible agents and analysts from SCNY who have also provided tremendous assistance on this case. I'm deeply grateful for their continued work.
Okay.
And finally, I want to thank the outstanding career prosecutors from SCNY who are handling this case.
Hit the like button.
Meredith Foster, Emily Johnson, Chrissy Slavic, Madison Smeisler, and Mitzi Steiner, and their supervisors, Jamie Backleiter and Jacqueline Kelly. They are members of the Civil Rights Unit in our criminal division. We created the Civil Rights Unit when I became U.S. Attorney. I'm deeply proud of their work on this and so many other cases.
Okay.
I'll now take some questions.
Eric Katursky, ABC.
Thanks, Dave. Damien, thanks. The indictment describes aggressive, open, violent, hedonistic abuse that you say was recurrent and widely known. Why did it take law enforcement so long to intervene? How many women were victimized? by Sean Combs, and how many others were involved?
Look, our investigation is ongoing. We are committed to bringing
Yeah, they called it a RICO. Okay, if it's RICO, that means it's gonna be some other people. Okay, I ain't never heard of a RICO that only had one person. Okay, y'all let me know. Whenever I hear the word RICO, I mean it's like at least one person for each letter in that word RICO. So it's gonna be 4 or more. You know what I'm saying? So clearly the expectation is okay. Oh, I thought that too. Who are all those women? At first I thought, oh, are those the victims? It's very Caucasian up there. Like that is extremely Caucasian. Okay. It's like five white women up there, and one of them is fully preggo. Like, Diddy, they ain't looking good for you, honey. Diddy, run. Okay. Oh, run your bougie legs. Oh, thank you, Abby. I try very hard with my jokes that I just make up as I just run my mouth.
bringing justice to everyone who's been victimized
Run, Diddy.
by the defendant. I can't tell you why it took so long. I think the better focus is on the fact that we are here today.
I can tell you why it took so long. Money, 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 money. It was the times we were living in. Okay, this Me Too opened up a whole lot of shit. Like people make fun of the Me Too movement at this point. Like they make fun of it. They're like, oh, because then people came up with stuff like believe all women and all this stuff to kind of make it basically cause people to question it and be weird about it. You know what I'm saying? But that opened up a whole lot of shit that people pretend to not remember. Like I'm 45 years old. I've been around in this time. Like I know that this is what the case is. I know that women go into spaces. The men have all the power. The men would have all the power. So if the women want to get anywhere, they kind of have to basically, there's the term, all of us have heard this, sleep their way to the top. They basically make it impossible for you to say anything. You say something, you get fired. And this isn't even just in the entertainment business. This is in corporate America. This is just how it always was. Like if something happens to you, you can't say shit. If you say something, they see you as problematic, they fire you. Okay? Because there's always somebody all the way up high who does even worse than the person you're telling on. So this is like always just been the case. Like the Me Too movement just literally made it so that like it's like certain stuff you wouldn't think was still going on in 2000. It's like you passed the point of 2000, 2010, 2020. There's no expectation. Why would you expect for humans to still behave like this? But they were, and they are still. It's still not dead. So what's funny is that Diddy, even after the Weinstein thing happened, you would think after the Weinstein thing, and then the other guy with the Epstein, all these Steins, these Steens. You would think that Diddy would have sat his ass down. For some reason, he still felt invincible and was still doing this type of shit after those people went down. And they were Caucasians. Just in case you're new here, you don't know what Caucasian means. It means white. Caucasian. I like to play with the word a lot. It's hilarious. It's a funny word. Caucasious, caucasity, Caucasiousness. Caucus. Yeah. You basically can transform kind of almost any word into, just put cauca in front of it and you got it. You know what I'm saying? But they were Caucasians and they went down and he still was cutting up. He don't learn. He can't be learned is what I say. He can't be learned. And that's why he getting what he getting. You know what I'm saying, Kayla? You feel me, baby?
And we are committed to making sure that justice is done.
Yes, justice. Justice.
Thank you. Julie Ainsley, NBC.
Okay, NBC.
Thank you for doing this. You said we are not done and that Combs did not do this alone.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to Sammy. Yeah, I was laying in my bed and Sammy sent me a text message about this. I knew it was happening, but I didn't have the ambition to get up and do anything about it. But I was like, you know what? Let me get my ass up. So thank you, Sammy. Yes. I'm here right now doing a live randomly at 3 o'clock in the afternoon on a Tuesday because of Sammy. Okay. Thank you, Sammy. Oh, yes. Hit the like button for Mama, please. Hit the like button. Yes. Oh, I got to put the link up. That's going to take me a minute. This was going to be a kind of a shorter live, just long enough to do this kind of thingy. And then maybe ramble a little bit afterwards. It takes me a minute to get hold of that freaking link ever since I got this new computer. But thank you, Sammy. Yes. Hit the like button for Mama, please. Yes. Thank you, Sammy. And sorry. I'm trying to pull myself out of it, girl. Oh, God. It's terrible. I know.
Do you foresee that there could be other charges related to this case?
I'm not taking anything off the table.
Janet Fisher, Newsday.
What's the difference between the sex trafficking and promoting travel for the purpose of prostitution?
Well, there are different crimes with different elements. I don't think we should get into the...
I think you should have went into that. I think that's funny because I would think one sounds just like one sounds like the name of it and the other one sounds like the description, you know? But then he says they're two different things and he says it with a smirk on his face like we were all supposed to already know that. Like, I thought that was what that was. Like...
the nitty-gritty of the legal discussion right now, but...
it would have been nice.
The
thank
sex
you.
trafficking,
We next.
they're all serious offenses,
DSB.
but the sex
Hey.
trafficking conduct carries some significant penalties, and
Yeah, he getting his justice, honey.
and we are gratified that we were able to bring that charge.
One more coercive than the other?
I'm not going to be able to get it.
Yeah, see, he don't want to say, which means there's some interesting information in what he said. That's how you know somebody asked a good question. That's how you know. When they smirk and tell you they can't answer it.
For that, but you can look it up, and yes, sex trafficking, especially when it involves coercion or force, is a very serious crime, and it carries significant penalties.
Good afternoon, Darla Miles, ABC 7 New York.
Hello,
Thank you
Darla.
for this press conference and for the details. 2 questions. In context of this indictment and the information that was presented to the grand jury, are you able to clarify the number of victims? It's mentioned plural in the indictment, but can you?
Thank you, Angel, for the membership. Thank you, boo. Mama do appreciate that. Yes, especially because I didn't even put my link up. Thank you, honey pots. Mama definitely appreciates it. Yes, she do. Yes, she do. I need to do better, honey.
You specify the number of victims just for this particular indictment? And secondly, can you provide details about the alleged arson?
Unfortunately, I'm not able to provide either. The number of victims, you are correct. We are intentional in saying multiple. The details of the arson incident are limited to what we have in the indictment and also the detention letter that we filed, which contains more details than the indictment does at various points. But we don't have anything more beyond that. Next question.
Lynn Tran, CNN.
Are any of his accomplices or associates under investigation?
Yeah.
And additionally, could he face any more charges?
So the investigation is ongoing. That means both as to him and to anyone else who we believe committed the crime with him. Next question.
Juliet Papa.
Hi, good morning from 1010 Wins. Any indication that some of the women or victims here were imprisoned in his residences, and did he have locations where he kept them, and were not allowed to leave? And also, he's in.
Yeah, I think she might be reaching.
Any indication that
I'm pretty sure we would have heard about it if he was R. Kelly in it. You know what I'm saying? I think she's getting her celebrities mixed up. That sounds like some R. Kelly type ish. Okay, honey, you talking about R. Kelly? You got your criminals mixed up. Is what I'm saying to you. Okay, that is a completely different person. There we go. I was trying to put this link in here. Paste. There we go. Okay. Yeah, I think she's getting her people mixed up with she thinks that's Diddy. I mean, she thinks that's R. Kelly. Honestly, they ain't no different. They ain't no different. They about the same. They about the same type of asshole.
Indicted here, although there were searches and raids in LA, Miami. Why in New York?
Well, I'm biased. I'm the U.S. Attorney
Oh no, I know why they picked New York to do the indictment. I know why. I know why. Because they gave him the key to that city. the key that opened up everything except for his handcuffs. That's why. That was spite. If you don't think that was spite, then I don't know. I don't know what to tell you, okay? I don't know what you want me to say, all right? It's definitely because of that, for sure. Like, there's no question. Oh, pen, there we go. I got it. Mama can't walk and chew gum at the same time. It's crazy, okay?
in the Southern District of New York. I think that we have an outstanding track record of bringing some of the most impactful, sprawling, complex, difficult sex trafficking, human trafficking, labor trafficking, you name it. The Southern District of New York can do it, and so we're very proud.
Well, he did most of his crimes in your city, sir. So I'm just saying, don't brag too much. I mean, you know, most of the shit he done in your city. Like Diddy doing some shit in New York is like, I to the point where I thought Diddy still lived in New York. Like I was still under the impression that he just was living in New York. Most of the shit he done in New York, and y'all ain't do shit. Y'all ain't do shit. Literally a 102-pound girl named Cassie. Okay, is what brought Diddy down. Let's be real, okay? Let's be honest. Let's be real. And I'm gonna tell you this. I think it was the karma, okay, of his baby mama. His baby mama, okay? Kim Porter. Bless her soul, honey. What happened to Kim Porter? It's my opinion. When that happened, it reminded me so much of when Biggie died. Y'all remember when Biggie died? And Diddy was up on that stage. Every step I take, every move I make, I be missing you. Y'all remember that shit? If y'all try to tell me, convince me that Diddy didn't write that song before Biggie died, I don't know what to tell you. No, he would like for us to think that he wrote that song because of Diddy. That he came up with that. He came up with that idea to steal that song from Sting. Okay. That he came up with that. Okay. After Biggie died? No. He heard that song, was like, oh, that would be a really good song. I could sing that. I could buy that, because that's all he used to do back then, is buy people's rights to their songs, because the little piece of shit ain't got a creative bone in his fucking body. All he do is steal, to the point where he started stealing people. Diddy is not talented, okay? He not. Diddy's not I'm sorry. I'm sorry. If you were under the impression that Diddy was talented, no. If Diddy's talented, tell me what his talent is. If you think that Diddy is talented, I would like for you to tell me what his talent is. Tell me. I'll wait. What's his talent? Okay? If you could come up with something that's unique to him, that's a talent, I can tell you how it's a crime. Because I promise you, whatever it is, theft is involved. Okay? Diddy was never talented. I've always known this. I'm 45 years old. I know Diddy, okay? To the newbies, okay? To the people who are at least 10 years younger than me, you don't know. You don't remember. You don't remember young Diddy. Okay? I remember when Usher was at Diddy's house. When Usher was 10. I remember, maybe not 10. Maybe not 10, but he was like 14 or something. Like, I remember that. Okay? It was weird then. It was weird back then. Okay? Diddy has no talent. Diddy's talent is stealing. Do you recognize a good song? You have the same talent as Diddy. Okay? Diddy would hear a good song, steal a good song, you know, that's it. Okay, he would borrow money from people to purchase a song, to purchase rights to use a song. Okay, like, I'm just saying, like, Diddy do not have a talent. He's a bully. He was like that in college. And everything has come out. He was a dick. Somebody was like, "Oh, he's an artist. He's a thot. He's not a gangster." Yes, he is. That's the only thing he is. He was the same way in college. He was like that in college. Yes, he is. He's a gangster. That's what he is. That's the only thing I've ever heard about him that was true. That he's a fucking gangster. Yes. Yes, he is. He ain't even a pimp. He ain't even a pimp. He's a gang. He's literally just he is a gangster with low self-esteem, which is the worst type. Diddy knows how ugly he is. Like, Diddy knows that he's not attractive. Diddy's one, those people who they're conventionally unattractive, right? And then they get money. Like, they're poor and they're conventionally unattractive. Then they get money and all of a sudden they think they're this shit. Now, once they get the money, they will really believe that people want them for who they are. They believe it. Like even though before they had the money, nobody wanted them. Diddy's different. Diddy was ugly. Diddy knew he was ugly. Diddy got the money. Diddy never forgot he was ugly. So what happened was, when Diddy got the money and girls all of a sudden wanted him, Diddy became resentful. He's one of those ones that remembers that he's ugly. And so he hates women. You know, just like that. Diddy hates girls. It ain't hard to remember. I remember this shit. Okay.
Out of that. And so the scope and complexity of this investigation isn't something that we ran from. It's something that we embrace, and we will continue to do that. As to your question about whether he imprisoned anyone, all I can say is that, I mentioned this March 2016 incident where something was caught on video where a victim was attempting to flee, and there was violence that was associated with it. Mm-hmm. Was that at the residence or a hotel? That was at a hotel.
I said it was at the hotel resident. You know it's a hotel. You saw the same video I did, lady. If you a press lady, how you ain't see the Diddy dragging Cassie down the hallway in the hotel video? How you ain't see that shit? You did see it. That's the answer to the question, okay? Oh, thank you, Saucy Sam. She gifted memberships. Monica, Steve, Buck Baby, Shanika, and Beautifully Glam. Everybody say thank you, Sam. Oh, that rhymed. By accident, okay? By accident. Thank you, girl. Appreciate you. Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
Matthew Lee, Inner City Press.
Thanks a lot. Does your office intend to seek remand, or are you reaching a bail package? And if you're willing, how would you contrast this with the R. Kelly case in EDNY in terms of the elements? Thanks.
Well, they brought up R. Kelly. Why they bring up R. Kelly?
So we will be seeking detention. We have filed a letter laying out our reasoning for seeking pretrial detention. I'm not going to be able to expand beyond what's in the letter, but it contains all of the reasoning, and it contains the law as well. There is a presumption of detention in a case like this, and we think that's warranted.
Oh yeah, they're not going to let him out. He put away all this bond money, like put up one of his mansions. It's like expecting this bond so that he can bond out, and then he thinking he's going to be on house arrest. But they're like, nah, bro. Nah, bro. Because when he's free, you know what he do? Especially now, considering this. If he was trying to threaten people and like blackmail people and do all of this stuff to get people to be quiet before, what the fuck you think he gonna do now when they've officially arrested him on RICO charges? He's like, I'm 45. He's got to be what, 54, maybe 55 years old or something like that right now. So if he gets even 10 years, he gonna be pushing 70 when he get out. Like, this is a all or nothing. Okay, people gonna come up missing. His baby mama, okay, Kim Porter, mysteriously passed away from freaking pneumonia out of fucking nowhere. Okay, Okay, I done already mentioned Biggie for what I say is for the sake of him being able to write a song. Okay, we already heard what happened to Tupac. This is dangerous. When I tell you that Diddy is dangerous, please don't allow yourself to believe that this piece of shit ain't dangerous. He is exact 54. There you go, 54. I know he was about 10 years, something like that, close to that, older than me, and it was something like that. And I'm 46 now. Yeah, so yeah, he was about 8 years. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. 54. That's what I thought. So he is like dangerous as shit. Okay, people will come up missing. They would just straight come up missing. But the issue is he likes to be very far away from. He gonna murk nobody up close and personal. He gonna get people to do it, or he gonna set it up in a way to where it makes it look like it's they died of natural fucking causes. This motherfucker is a menace, okay? He is a menace. Okay, if you say you are afraid of him, bitch, I believe you. You should be. Cause he is the fucking worst. That's why I say he is a gangster. Please stop acting like he's some kind of musician. I ain't never seen a musician with no talent before till I met Diddy. You are the most untalented, talent that I've ever seen. Like, oh, he's a talent. What's his talent? No talent. He can't sing. He said he could dance, but really he just kind of jumps back and forth. That was a rumor he started. Diddy being a dancer is a rumor he started. Okay? Diddy started that rumor that he was a dancer. Sorry, my camera be jumping back and forth. Yeah, he don't want to start that rumor. He ain't no fucking dancer. He ain't got not a talent in the world aside from being an asshole. That's it. He is a super villain. He is a real life super villain. Yeah, Phil. He is. What would y'all put it in the chat. What would Diddy's super villain name be? Give him a super villain name. Give it to him. I need it. I need a super villain name. Okay.
John Anise, New York Daily News.
Thank you. I was hoping to get some more detail about the searches of his residence, the guns, the cases of lubricant, and the videos. Where were they found amongst his residence? Were they all scattered around the houses in one place? I kind of wanted to just get a better picture of how that stuff was found.
Yeah,
well, look, I think that some of the details that you're seeking are in the detention letter. So, for instance, some of the AR-15s, 2 of the 3 defaced AR-15s were found in his bedroom closet in Miami, broken down into parts along with magazines.
He thought he was Scarface, y'all.
With ammunition loaded in them. So some of that detail is in the detention letter. Beyond that, I'm not going to be able to get into where other items were stored.
Ben Kochman, Post.
Hey, thanks for doing this. Your office was the office that had been prosecuting Jeffrey Epstein before he died in custody. I
thought this was so crazy that this guy mentioned that. Like, fuck, that's fucked up. He like, so it was your fault when Epstein died in custody. So how about that Diddy situation?
I have not read your detention memo yet. It's the first thing I'm going to do after this ends. But does the memo address, or is your office concerned with Combs' safety in custody, given what happened with Epstein?
So we are concerned with anyone's safety whenever they are detained prior to trial. It's part of our obligations to keep people safe as well. It's part of the criminal justice system. So, but I do not draw any sort of connection between Jeffrey Epstein's suicide and what may or may not happen to any other defendant while they are detained pre-trial. And of course, the decision whether to detain the defendant will be up to a judge. Our position is that pretrial detention is warranted under the law and based on the facts of this case, and I'll leave it at that.
Are some of the prosecutors on this case some of the same prosecutors that had been handling that or that worked on the Maxwell case?
So
Night,
I'm not going to
Sammy.
get into the staffing. I will say that this team, this group of AUSAs, this incredible group has been working on this case around the clock, and they've had their hands full.
The diddler.
Next question.
Gus Rosendale, NBC News.
Good morning, sir. Combs' attorney said that his client has been cooperative with investigators. He said that this morning. I was wondering if you would have a reaction to that.
Let me just say this. I think that generally with increasing frequency, the word
That's funny. But man, no, but man. That's funny, Stephen. That's hilarious.
cooperative or cooperating has taken on tremendous
Betty.
elasticity and no longer really bears any relation to what the word means when we use it in a very specific context. So responding to lawful process and the like does not qualify as cooperation when we use that term here.
Yeah, that was funny. Diddy's lawyer talking about, I went to sleep thinking about this actually. Like Diddy's lawyer talking about he was cooperating. He has been cooperating. He was cooperating. I don't understand why they're thinking him. He's cooperating. He moved to New York because he knew this was happening. Because he was so cooperative. We're like, oh, that's the story? Oh, is that the story you want to tell us? Okay, I just checking. I was just asking, Diddy, it is your time to take your ass on to jail, honey. It is time, the anal avenger. Come up with some names that involve that baby oil. I just know they're going to be funny. Give me some baby oil supervillain names for Diddy. Come on, let me get them. Put them in the chat.
Like Sisak, AP.
Baby oil related.
Thanks. To that end, was there any discussion of
Like Slick Daddy, Oh, Slick Daddy.
Mr. Combs surrendering? I understand he was taken into custody at a hotel in Manhattan last night,
no, did he?
and maybe that wasn't the plan. Can you elaborate on how that came about and why that was?
I'm not going to be able to get into any sort of operational details as to how he was taken into custody and when. He is in custody right now. He will be appearing in court later today.
Was there any discussion of him surrendering, given they claim he's cooperating?
I'm not going to be able to get into law enforcement tactics or operations.
Don't that make you think like how it was delivered? Like who's the person who delivered all that baby oil and lube? Like who was it? A truck? Okay. Bag lady said 1,000 bottles of lube and baby oil had to have been delivered by truck. Yeah, sound like I would think so. Like, and who's the person who either pushed the button to order it, or the person who went to the factory? I'd have to assume it was a factory because ain't no store holding 1,000 bottles of goddamn baby oil and lube. Okay. Did they go from store to store to pack to get all of it? Okay. Or did they order it? Was it Amazon? Who did it? Like, and how was it delivered? And the person who brought the box to whatever facility they dropped it off at, did they know what was in there? Did it had to smell like baby. At least one of those bottles had to have burst or punctured or something, or just leaked. And so where the box was a little bit greasy, something like that doesn't happen with no hiccups. Something had to go wrong somewhere in some way. And I would like to know what that was, just hilarious. Okay.
Well, I can't get into the charging decision. It is very meaningful to us that weapons were possessed, as we allege in the indictment.
Yeah, especially the ones with the serial number scratched off. What the fuck was that about?
Part of the reason why this conduct was so pervasive and harmful was because victims and others didn't necessarily feel comfortable denying him his wishes, as we allege. because of the presence of firearms. I should leave it there.
Thanks. Last question, Jacob Shamison.
Jacob Shamsian, Business Insider. Thank you. Given that he's the sole defendant in this case and that you allege he's part of a conspiracy that involves members of his companies, do you anticipate a super...
James, please don't start that. You confuse people. You confuse people. Be believing you when you say that I'm frozen. I'm not frozen. James knows that I'm not frozen, but he always does this, and he puts that little icon, that little symbol there to make it look like I'm frozen. I don't know why he does that. But just stop, please. Please find another thing to do, okay? You're not muted.
Proceeding indictment that bring allegations against other members of his companies or other co-conspirators as well?
I can't take anything off the table. Anything is possible. Our investigation is very active and ongoing. And I think a lot of you who cover this office know that when we say such things, that developments are certainly foreseeable, but I cannot predict them sitting here today. All right, thank you, everyone.
I can. Anybody have any oh no, my brain just froze. Oh, any like people who they think might also be following Diddy down this, prison rabbit hole, Anybody else? Oh, Marilyn, what's up, baby? Is Joe here or no? Okay. Anybody else? Anybody else y'all think that is going to be definitely who like y'all are like, oh shit, if Diddy's going, then I mean with these charges, not like because he's going down now another person, but like somebody connected. Anybody else? What you think? Who y'all think? Will and Jada? For what? What they do? For being weird? That's the case. I'm going to because I'm a weirdo just like you. No, let's see. I think Jay-Z. I know some shit about Jay-Z. I know a Jay-Z secret. I know a Jay-Z secret, but I don't know if it's legal. I don't know if it's legal. Like if now is a time where he could be prosecuted for said thing because someone else already was. He used to talk about it in his songs. It's literally not even a secret. But just nobody talks about it, which is weird. Like nobody ever talks about it. But it is a secret. It's like this unsecret secret. You know what I'm saying? But I wonder if this was the type of thing that if it came out, would anything be able to happen? Because somebody already went to jail and served the time for it. And is out now. Did years and years. Like already. And finished their whole sentence and is now out. So if that's the case, the person who actually say did it, can they go to jail now or no? Like, I don't know. If anybody in here knows law, is that a thing that can happen? Because if so, then Jay-Z. I'm just kidding. If you believe that I'm kidding, I'm kidding. If you don't believe I'm kidding, then that's your choice. But I'm just saying. Okay? So he is definitely one. And oh no, like R. Kelly and Diddy are like the main two people from back in the day who were always doing some shit and never getting away and never getting in trouble for it. So that's the closing. Just him. Just honestly, there's a bunch of people I'm sure who got involved with this type of stuff because of them, through them, or whatever. But they are the trickle down from a bunch of stuff, like everything, like the whole Tupac and Biggie. That was the whole era, all triggered from fucking Diddy. Like Diddy is how that happened. Diddy is how that happened. Every time I get pissed about what happened to Tupac, Diddy gets a little bit of that bad juju because in my mind, I know this shit was his fault. It was him. Like, this is my opinion based on shit that I know. I don't like him. So I'm just like, it's like the cleansing. It's like we're cleansing the earth a little bit. Kind of like what rain used to do before we put all them chemicals in the air. Now when rain falls, it's fucking us up more. You know? It's like all the chemicals that stayed in the air and is staying away from us and now being brought down to us and put in our drinking water. You know, we're all fucked. You know what I'm saying? But but it's like a cleansing of like the times. Like everything was so shitty and crazy and the predators like, you know, there's like all these shows happening now where people are taking it into their own hands to catch predators and stuff like that. And everybody's like, it's vigilantism, whatever. This shit needed to happen. It needs to happen. Okay. It needed to happen. It should have happened. For whatever reason, people weren't doing it back then. Okay. But they're doing it now. Right. The like, we didn't used to think there was so many predators until Chris Hansen showed up back in the day. Like when I was younger, like when Chris Hansen first. So we did not know that if you opened up a house, got on the internet, and then put in this thing that you could capture, like that there were like 50 or so predators in your fucking neighborhood. You didn't know that shit. We did not know. We had no fucking idea. Until Chris Hansen. We used to think it was this rare thing. Like there's this random one van that travels around the country and snatches up children. That's what we were thinking. Like when we were kids, that's what we thought. We did not know that 2 houses down was a piece of shit that was just spying out the window looking for somebody's kid and listening for people who have bad relationships with their parents so that they could snatch him and nobody would know. Like we didn't know that shit. Like until Chris Hansen. Okay? And from that we learned people like Diddy would prey on people who had horrible relationships. They were runaways. They had terrible relationships with especially the father. Okay, because if anybody's gonna knock on your door and make your brains go out, and no longer be inside where they're supposed to be at, it was gonna be somebody daddy, So if you got a daddy who's on point, who's on your shit, and you out here and a grown man is anywhere near you, you know if you that grown man, you in for some shit. Your shit's about to be over. You know what I'm saying? But if she ain't got no daddy, okay, she looking for one. And then here comes Puff Daddy. Why the fuck you think he calls himself Daddy? Why y'all think he calls himself Puff Daddy? Why Daddy? Okay? No. This shit ain't no coincidence, okay? It is as bad as it sounds. That's all I'm saying. Okay? Yeah. We already exposed the Tupac. We already know the guy who was in the car with, he says he's not the one who pulled the trigger, but the one who pulled the trigger is already dead. It was like 4 guys in a car. The only one who is still alive is now in jail behind it. The whole Tupac thing. That case has been solved already. We already know. And it was Diddy behind it. Allegedly. Okay. Whenever you see me do this, when I say allegedly, I'm saying allegedly because I have to. But look into my eyes when I go, Diddy did it. Allegedly. Okay? All right? That's what I'm saying to you. All right? So, it put him up to it. Okay? He need to go down. And when he go down, he need to stay down. And people need to stop obsessing over the fact that people are billionaires. He got all this money. He wouldn't do that. No, he got all this money. He definitely would. And not only that, what makes him special is that he could. A lot of people don't do shit because they can't do shit. The more resources you have, the more shit you can do. The more options you have access to of like ways to do it. You have opportunity, okay? You have like the resources. You have that's a person who would. That's a person who would. That's a person who could hide. That's a person who could distance himself from it. That's a person who's built credibility. He's given money. He's done all these nice things. He's been documented doing good things that he can say, I would never do that. I'm the person who did this. This is a person who would do these horrible things. Okay? So yes, he would. Yes, he did. And remember that when you see his fucking face. I don't care how good his moisturizer is. He's still that ugly little motherfucker that he was way back then when he was a bully, a piece of shit who hates fucking women, who's a dog, who also then, unfortunately for him, we got to see him drag a bitch down a hall in a hotel. A pretty one too. You know why he was so mad at Cassie? Now, this is just me being a dick, okay? I'm just being an asshole because I hate Diddy, okay? You know why he did that to Cassie? Why it seemed like he was so furious with her? It's because she was so motherfucking cute. More than he hates women, he hates pretty women. Beautiful women give him the heebie motherfucking jeebies. He hates them. He likes to be surrounded by them because he likes it, because it's just like artwork. He's like, I'm rich, I have a lot of artwork. So he keeps pretty bitches around him, but he hates them. He hates them. He resents them. First of all, because he wishes he was a woman. That's just my theory. I think that if he could be anything in the world, he'd be a pretty girl. You know, like he would be a pretty chick. If he could be anything in the world, he'd be a pretty fucking girl. He would look like Cassie. If he could have his wish overnight, he would look like Cassie. And that's why he hates Cassie. I bet you ain't never heard nobody say that out loud. Ain't nobody said that. I literally just said it right now. The first time you heard it, that's it. Okay? Diddy is jealous of Cassie. Diddy hates pretty girls. He hates them. They remind him of how ugly he is. And he is ugly. Okay? And he got an ugly spirit, which makes him even uglier. And I'm going to tell you this. Have you ever noticed this? That rich people, like when a poor person who is unattractive becomes rich, but say a poor person who is unattractive, but is very, very nice and just like a kind soul, just generally. They could be a quiet person. They could be snappy and give you back the same energy, but they're a kind soul, right? When they get rich, they become their outside. Their outside starts to match their inside fast, and to the masses. Like say if I meet somebody and he's conventionally unattractive, and then I get to know him and he's a beautiful person on the inside, he will become hot to me, right? To me, he will become gorgeous physically. This is just like, I don't know if this is the thing for guys or not, but for girls, this is how it works, okay? If he's inside, if his spirit is just light and shines on us, we will see him. He will be the hottest thing we've ever seen, right? But only to me. So when I take this funny looking man out to public, everybody else still sees him and they're like, what the fuck is this? How did y'all come together? To me, I'm looking like, what you mean? This thing is hot, you know? But to everybody else, he busted. You know what I'm saying? But this is the thing with money. So when a person with a gorgeous soul, a gorgeous spirit is broke, nobody notices it. Nobody gets close enough to know that it's beautiful. But once it becomes rich, once that person becomes rich, he will become gorgeous to the public without them knowing him personally. He will become gorgeous to the public. When that doesn't happen, there's a reason. Like, so when a person who's ugly is broke, specifically, this is girls too, actually. If a person who is ugly is broke, follow me down this rabbit hole, okay? If a person is ugly and he's broke, right? And he's also just like a disgusting spirit, like just when he speaks, you're just like, what the fuck happened to you? You know what I'm saying? Not because he's a victim, but because he's just like entitled and like just everything about him when he speaks is just horrible, right? He could get rich now, so now he's ugly on the outside, he's ugly on the inside, and now he's rich. guess what? He gonna still be ugly on the outside. He's just gonna be rich. I mean, on the inside. I mean, the ugly. Yeah, he's still gonna be ugly on the outside. His ugly will not improve. His money will not allow his ugly to improve. He will still look. Okay? So money is so funny. Like, that's why Diddy, after all these years, he's had all these years to color correct. He's had all these years to not be blotchy here and there and everywhere. He's had years to have his face contort in such a way that it's more presentable. He's got enough money to buy us all. But still, he's just as ugly as he was as a teenager. Diddy is as ugly today as he was as a teenager. It has not changed. He's a billionaire. That should not be happening. Now, let me tell you who else that happened to. JC. Jay-Z. JC is a billionaire. And in fact, I think Jay-Z has gotten uglier. Like, Jay-Z is uglier today than he was back then. Okay, when he was in his early 20s, late teens, I don't even think he was hideous. He just had like a couple of weird characteristics. But I wouldn't even say he was ugly. But he literally has stretched into this creature. Okay, now you might say that's because he's standing next to Beyonce. Which was a weird decision for him. It's like, it's like what Kathy Griffin used to say. She didn't like to stand next to supermodels, or like Carrie Bradshaw, whatever her real name is. But the girl who plays Carrie Bradshaw from Sex and the City, she said she would hate to stand next to models. It's like, we see Carrie Bradshaw, like, from, before, whatever. And it's like, oh, she's got her own specific things about her that are very beautiful. Like, her eyes are very poppy. You know what I'm saying? Like, and we love Carrie, the character, from before. But when she stands next to somebody who's like a model, it's like you don't want to stand next to Naomi Campbell. Like, you don't want to stand next to, like, I can't even think of Heidi Klum back in the day. You don't want to do that. It's really gonna show things like it's a comparison. It's gonna be weird. And the same thing for Jay-Z. But all that money he got, you would think he would be able to purchase some good looks, But he can't. You know why? Because his insides aren't gorgeous. I don't think they're gorgeous. I don't think his insides are as bad as Diddy's, of course, because Diddy is literally a domestic. I think he's a domestic terrorist. For me personally, I see Diddy as a domestic terrorist. Like, he likes to threaten people, hold things over his head. I remember when he used to do that show, Making the Band. I hated the way he treated those people. Like, I hated it. Like, I used to be like, "Who? These are children." Like, to me, like these are like kids. And he's like in here just basically dangling this reward of a contract that's gonna be made of shit. Like, because even if they win, they're not gonna make any money. Like, Diddy was robbing the fuck out of these people. I don't even just mean them. I mean his big artists. Like the ones who made him famous. The only reason he's famous at all. He was robbing the shit out of these people. They were making him so much motherfucking money, and they were getting nothing. Pennies. They was getting fucking pennies. Okay? Hell no. No. Diddy need to go the fuck down. If you feel like, if any part of you is like, what if this is all just a show? Oh, they do this to black people when they get famous. It's, they're targeting. No, they got Weinstein and they got Epstein before they got fucking Diddy. Okay. So Ixnay on that shit, okay? Diddy been doing this shit for the longest. He dragged that girl down that fucking hallway, okay? Paid the hotel for the fucking footage. Lock his motherfucking ass up, period. He went and paid for the footage. He went and bought the that's concealing. That's like conspiring to conceal a crime or whatever. That's a crime in itself. Him purchasing that video is a crime in and of itself. Just that by itself. And it goes to show, like, if that's the case, imagine the shit that goes on in his fucking house. But then also, that also shows the footage they probably got from inside of his house from the shit that happened in his house. Because he was too dumb to destroy evidence. Like, what's the point of buying the fucking evidence, bitch, if you're not going to destroy the motherfucker? Like, like, if I drag the bitch down the hall in a hotel, I'm just saying, hypothetically, okay? If I drag the bitch down the hall in a hotel, and then I thought to myself, oh shit, damn, they got cameras. If anybody sees this, I'm fucked. Let me see how much money I got. Let's see if I can't purchase this video from the hotel. Then, you know, I'll be good. They won't have this evidence. It won't be able to get out. So then I scrounge up my $50,000, which apparently is what he paid for this video. I can't stand his ass, but back to the story. So if I came up with this here $50,000 to get this video, I purchased it. It's in my hand. I have it. It's either on a drive or it's a CD or whatever the fuck it is, but I have it. I'm going to take it home and put it in a drawer. Why you take it home and put it in a drawer? Bitch, destroy it. How dumb are we talking here? Diddy is too smart. I mean, Diddy is too rich to be this dumb. Like, he's too rich to be this dumb. Okay, if you can't think up the plan for yourself, you're definitely rich enough to hire a guy who can. You can hire a guy who can. But Diddy too dumb to know that. So Diddy going to jail. Oh my gosh. Yes. Yeah. I'm sorry to just react to that little thing live. I thought it would be fun. Could hang out with you boos. It's an hour and 12 minutes. And then a little bit of a ramble. Fun. Make fun of Diddy ramble. Hilarious. And I hope I also put that in there that y'all. Hopefully there'll be his trial. Oh yeah, and somebody asked on the live stream that actually happened. I saw somebody in the comment section on theirs, not in mine, but on theirs, and it said, will this go to trial? Was what they asked. I saw that and I was like, oh yes. This isn't one of those things like where it's like a pump fake. You know what I'm saying? This ain't a pump fake. This is he's going to be in a suit, behind a table, in a trial. I can't see Diddy taking a plea deal. He's 54 years old. If he took a plea deal, his plea deal would look like, it's going to be at least 7 years. Okay, at least 7 years. If he took a plea deal, it would be at least 7 years that he would have to do, which would place him at 61 years old when he would get out. And I'm pretty sure they're going to be freezing some assets. I would like to have seen, I wish somebody asked this guy that about the money. Like, is his money being snatched? Because that's what needs to happen. I like to see that. Then that would be some shit. Snatch that motherfucking money, okay? Snatch it. Snatch that bill. Take that B away from his name. And then I feel like, you know, vengeance was won, you know? If you have not yet, hit the like button for Mama, please. I have no idea how many likes I got, but I hope there's some at least, okay? Hit the like button. And I will catch you guys later. Probably have to put up a video. I'll probably be making a video in the next hour or so, something like that. Big Mitch, hey boo, you just popping in as I'm popping out, honey. You have to catch the replay. Catch the Pondy replay. Hit the like button. Mama love you. Yes, you do. Ooh, don't be a Diddy. Peace. God mentor.